setback that you're going through right now is actually a setup for a major comeback. I don't know who needs to hear this message, but I keep hearing it over and over again in conjunction with things are not as they seem, because they're not. You looking at the pain you going through, the sleepless nights that you having, and the losses that you suffering that's breaking your foundation, and you don't even know if you're gonna get back up from this. But I want you to understand something. This is not how it ends for you. Anytime you go see a movie, you see the preview first, right? And in the preview, it's something crazy going on. You might even see something blow up, or somebody hiding out, trying to run away from something. But you know good and well that that is not how it ends. And you go see that movie to figure out how it ends. You are in the preview season of your life. That's it. There's something that God is working out on your behalf. And this setback may be a costly inconvenience to you, but really what it's doing is freeing you of obligations and just certain things that you do not need, right? Because you might want to keep building and building and building because you feel like you got all the pieces to your puzzle. So cool, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I got it in my heart. I've been wanting this, right? But if you keep building and building and building on a foundation that was broken in the first place, you would have just fell on down. Because maybe it's somebody in your circle that ain't doing what they need to do. Or maybe it's just something that you don't need to be focused on, that's not really serving you, that's not going to help you get to where you want to go, right? It's like that bow and arrow where God is pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. And you're like, wait a minute, I was all the way up here. But it's like, wait, I'm going to show you something. And then he let go and you just go flying. You just go flying. This is that season of your life. You're going to be good. And I need you to understand that. I am feeling called to share a story with you, and I'm going to make it brief. But when I was young, I became a store manager. And I had my first store when I was like 19. Around this time, I was going on 21, so I had been in the game for about a year and a half or so. And I'm on my way to work, but I was starting to hate my job because I was working open and close. I was never living my young life. I didn't have any time to breathe. 12-hour shifts, sometimes more than that, right? But I'm on my way to work, and I'm crying. I'm literally crying because I really don't want to be here, but I know I got to show up. And I had been asking God for a sign. Give me a sign that I'm supposed to just do something else, walk away from this job or something. So I'm driving on this highway. It's a 2-lane highway. And at some point, there was a ramp to get onto another interstate, right? So I'm coming around there, and in between where I am and that ramp to the other interstate, there's some grass. And it's like a decent dip or whatever. But as I'm crying, my car just started veering over to the left. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I bring it back over to the right because nothing was wrong with my car. I didn't feel like I had a flat or anything like that. It was kind of crazy, right? So as I pull it over to the side, it goes again. I'm like, okay. I pull it back. And as I go to pull it back the second time, my car just starts going off, just spins out. It goes like right on over towards that grass. And I'm spinning out and I'm trying to gain control. And my car stops. It stops at some point, but it stopped maybe like an inch, literally like this close to the front of that ramp. And luckily, where I was going, like on that other highway, it wasn't super busy, but the ramp going on into that other interstate, it was. So I made it by the grace of God. And I'm happy to get, just be alive. So I'm like, yes, I'm good. The only thing I got is a flat tire. I call my district manager. He does not answer. So I text him and I tell him I had an accident. I don't know when the store is going to be open, but I just want to let you know what happened, right? I don't really know what I want him to say, but I'm expecting him to just say, like, are you good? You okay? He didn't say none of that. He was like, okay, so when is the store going to be open? And that was the sign I needed. And honestly, I was scared because I was 20 years old. I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have any plans on going to college, but I knew I couldn't work there anymore. But that was the sign that I needed. God gave me that sign almost immediately. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to apply somewhere. Maybe I won't have a store manager role. Maybe I'm going to take a pay cut. And I did. But I ended up getting this job. And in the interview, I actually told the manager, about my accident because we was vibing. I was like, yeah, I actually just went to this. We was just having general conversation. And at the time, I had this red Kia, right? And he was like, wait, you got a red Kia? I said, yeah. He was like, I saw that. He knew the highway that it was on. He was like, yeah, I saw everything. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I was actually going to the mall that you used to work at to help out. And it was just crazy how that happened. But that ended up becoming one of my best friends. And he actually helped me out through a lot of things at work. And he was in the mud with me trying to make sure I succeeded. So even though I took a pay cut, took a setback, that job actually put me in a position to make more money than I was as a store manager. I never even had to become a store manager to make the money that I was making there. In fact, that job ended up being the one that helped me relocate to a whole new city and opened up a lot of doors and gave me a lot of new friendships. So it all worked out in the end. That was just the preview and the beginning of my life to give me credentials to start. You know what I'm saying? To give me something to speak about so I could step in other rooms and really show what I got. I'm 27 now and I done accomplished like 10 times more than that. So what you going through right now is temporary. It's temporary. Keep faith. Keep believing. Keep trusting in God because God got you. He saw things that you didn't see. He knew where this was going. You didn't. And that's where sometimes you got to throw your hands up. You can't control everything that's going on in your life. And you definitely can't control it if you know your emotions is going wild. You know, don't keep trying to force stuff that ain't working. Just let it go and ask God, where do you see me moving from here? Please give me a sign. Communicate with him. Let him know how you feeling about it and he will give you what you need. But please trust and believe me when I say things are not as they seem. And this is not how it ends for you.